Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is early December 2024. We're in Carmel, Indiana, and we are going by their Christmas festival. It's the Christkindlmarkt, and it's spelled kind of funny, but you can look it up. It's Christkindlmarkt, and it's basically their German festival market that they have here. And we're kind of driving around looking for a parking space. There's a garage. We kind of overshot it going in, but we looped around and found it kind of on this back way entrance, and we parked there. So it took us 15-20 minutes to drive around to find a parking spot, but that's mostly because we didn't know what we were doing. We did get here kind of early, though. That helped. That was to our benefit. And it was kind of nice just driving around this area where they have the market. And this was a real treat. I've mentioned before, we've come to Indianapolis for Christmas almost at some point in December. Mostly in December, we've stopped by Indianapolis for a couple of days, going on for a couple of decades now. It's maybe 2 or 3 years that we've missed, but we always try to come to the Indianapolis area. But this was our first time coming to this market, and I looked it up. This has been going on since 2017, and it's pretty awesome. We had a great time, and we're already talking about trying to make sure we go back again next year. This might be a Christmas tradition that we incorporate into our Indianapolis area trip. Carmel's a nice town. It's kind of north of Indianapolis. Not that far, though. I mean, I kind of think of it as the same general area. And we usually come up and we go to the Keystone area, which we did this year, but we also did Carmel, and we did Fishers, and we just enjoyed this area as we always do. But this was our first time coming to Carmel. They have a big skating rink. They have live music too, and I caught some of this that was piped in.
You gotta go back here.
I know,
And she sounded great. I think that was being piped in while we were walking around. They had a stage area, and we would see some more people singing there later, and you'll see them here in a moment. But anyway, I just thought I would put up a little video of us walking around and enjoying the market. It sort of centers around that ice skating rink area, and then you have mostly vendors and little buildings all around, and most of them had a little window on the side so you could sort of watch them doing whatever they were doing, and that was pretty cool. Lots of unique items, though. Some Christmas ornaments, candy. My wife, I think this is the place. Yeah, these guys were great. We spent a lot of money here. They had rolling pins, like little rolling pins that had Christmas designs on them. They were cute, and my wife bought a few of those as Christmas gifts. And just nice people. Very sweet people running each of the booths. And I'll let you check out several of these. They have that cool windmill there in the middle. Very ornate. They're big on hot chocolate here. We did stop by, and we purchased a little ceramic boot mug that I think is sort of their trademark souvenir item. You'll see people walking around with them. I had to have one, though. I've put it on my bookshelf here at home. You had the little kind of sheltered area for eating. They didn't have many of them, though. Good luck. If you were able to get into one of those, you were very lucky. These people were cooking up bratwurst, and we stopped by, and we had a couple. This was my lunch on this particular day. It was so perfect. They were cooking them. You could smell them. The line wasn't... Their line was moving. Some lines were really long, but those guys were keeping things moving to their credit. I think it was $12 a bratwurst, and then I had kraut on mine, and that was extra. Everything was a little pricey. The bratwurst was well worth, I don't know, the $12 to $15, whatever I ended up paying for it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and it was very satisfying. It really hit the spot. They did have their own brand of beer, the Christkindlmarkt beer, and it came in a can. I've got a buddy, I always get him beer for Christmas. I wanted to get some of that, but if you bought it, they had to pop it open for you. They could not sell it in an unopened can. Closer in my arms, did you hear the sing of happy while we're single? As we fly across the snowy hills and dales, and we're happy that the sails seem to jingle. In a winter buried on my wedding bell. Jingling, like that heart jingle. Jingling, I love you, I jingle. Ha ha, ha ha, through the snowy go. Yeah, and any audio defects you heard right there were courtesy of my camera. Those ladies were flawless. Their vocals were perfect. In fact, I looked around to see if they were selling a CD or anything like that, and I didn't see one. A little kid was having a great time too. How wonderful was that? If you happen to know who they were, let me know. They sounded great. And yeah, there was just kind of some very fun retro sounding music, and they were very well rehearsed. You can see that it's snowing, which was perfect. It was very appropriate for this day, and it added to the vibe. Very, very, very Christmassy here. I mentioned the beer. They had beer, their own brand of beer, but I couldn't find a place that would just sell me a can or a six-pack, to wrap up as a Christmas gift. They literally had to open it before they could hand it to you. Yeah, anyway, it was no big deal. They had other cool items, yeah, all over the place. And what was neat is they actually had craftsmen from Germany come in, selling their artwork. Oh, by the way, this place, they had hot chocolate. I think it was $11 a cup. You got a hot chocolate and a little cookie. It was absolutely totally worth it. Some of the best I've had ever. We ended up, they had their hot chocolate mix. We ended up spending a lot of money here. We bought several small cans of hot chocolate and some other items to give to friends for Christmas. And it was... it's one of those things that it was a little expensive, but we did not care. It was incredible. The hot chocolate was it was special. They had a little museum kind of area set up here too, and most people were kind of ducking in here just to get warm. It was freezing, so I think a lot of people would duck in here with we had our hot chocolate, or maybe something to eat, and they would just kind of go in there to get warm. And they had several kind of little warming stations, little kind of I don't know what you call them, kind of fire poles, and so there were places to go warm up if you needed to. And some little cuckoo clocks, various other items. I did see a little train set up. I think I filmed some of that, and just a lot of cool items, as you can see. I will say that we probably spent about 3 hours here, and if the weather would have been better, we probably would have spent a couple more hours. This was really nice. We had a lot of fun. Like I said, it was cold and snowy, and there's that train. Just a little setup there with a little train going by. It was very cute. I always love trains. Yeah, we probably would have spent a little bit more time here, but we were freezing. Having fun, but freezing at the same time. I went to a similar market like this in New York City. Yeah, when I was there last several years ago. It was around Christmas, and they'd set up. I think it was an ice skating rink, and then you had several shops around it. This was very much German, though. The one I remember going to in New York was not, it was just, people selling puppets, and jewelry. Pretty much everything here, though, was very, very much German. And this little area was fun too. Oh, and these guys were great. The little guy on the left, I think he was from Germany, and the other guy kind of talked about him a little bit, but he was only there for a few days, kind of showing what he was doing.
He's from Omaha now, Bavaria, and we're trying to warm our hands, so he's doing some intricate tying, and his fingers are cold. So, please touch. Yeah, give the mermaid a go.
No.
Not too hard.
This would be good for Rebecca.
Yeah, that was nice. I think they were kind of encouraging people to come in and check that out. Very, very cool. We bought a few interesting items. I did buy a miniature beer stein for my buddy that I could not buy a six-pack for. Hopefully he does not watch this before he gets that for Christmas. But I did, there were several cute little Christmas ornaments, little figures, little sculptures, all over the place. And it was fun just looking at them. And like I said, we probably spent more money here than we anticipated, but we got a lot of really unique items for Christmas. Yeah, right there, there's some miniature beer steins right there. And I got one for my pal Rick for Christmas, and I'm sure he'll love it. Some candies, some really interesting candies there that you just saw. And there's some people skating. I know we were looking at the rink earlier. There was the Zamboni on it. And here are some actual people ice skating. I have not ice skated in years. The last time I ice skated, I had some blood on the back of my head before it was all over with. I still ice skated though. I had fun. I slipped, went down backwards, kept my head tucked though. Everything was fine, but then when I tried to get back up, I fell right down backwards again and smacked my head. And that's my luck though. Anyway, here we are leaving the parking garage. The parking garage was free parking, and that was nice. And I think that this is kind of an maybe a concert, convention center kind of venue. Looked like a nice venue. And I'm sure it'd be nice to go back here even when this festival is not going on. Anyway, if you've been to the little Carmel Christmas Festival, let me know what you thought. I had a great time, and I feel like this will probably be a new tradition for my wife and I.